when you shift your consciousness, meaning you come in even to just like a little higher consciousness than where you currently are, now you're in a different consciousness than where the problem got created. So the area that is love, joy, peace, enlightenment, that's your natural state. Whether you know it or not, evidence that that is your natural state is, let's say you were feeling a ton of fear and then you dissolved some of that fear. What are you feeling now? You'll notice you're feeling peace. Some people at first just notice the thoughts and they're not aware of the actual feeling in their body. If you're in fight or flight, you don't have energy for healing. You have energy for fighting.
Welcome to episode 66 of Super States, Practices of Transformation, with me, your host, Joshua Peters. On Super States, we explore the crossroad of trance states and all the ways you can access them with personal or professional growth. In each episode, we'll talk to world-class experts or industry leaders or revolutionary thinkers, people who are sharing with us the latest information, tools along with their personal stories, all designed to inspire you on your journey. Make sure to subscribe to this podcast through your favorite podcast host, or if you'd rather, you can subscribe on YouTube. Either way, you'll stay up to date with new episodes. If you enjoy this show, either share the show with someone who you feel would be a good fit, or give me a 5-star review. That's the best way to help the show grow. On today's episode of Super States, I chat with Alisha Kapani. Alisha is a mind-body mentor who specializes in helping people heal by expanding their consciousness. Her journey from struggling with severe depression to becoming a healer is very inspiring. Curious about what mind-body medicine really is and how it can heal? Find out now as we expand awareness to heal body and mind with Alisha Kapani. Welcome to Super States. I'm here today with Alisha Kapani. Alisha, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm honored to be here.
Excited to have you on and to learn more about you, Alisha. Why don't you tell us, this is how I like to start every episode, really. So tell us what you do and how that makes an impact and a difference for people.
So I'm a mind-body mentor, which pretty much means that I help people heal using mind-body medicine, which pretty much means I help people expand their consciousness in order to heal. So I guess your second question, like how does that make a difference or impact the world? Because your consciousness is creating everything in your reality, it's not only healing your own body, but it's healing the planet. It's shifting everything that you see in your reality. So even if someone's coming to me for a physical illness or a mental illness, every area of their life will be affected. No area of your life will be untouched when you shift your consciousness. So you'll find your relationships change, how good of a receiver you are, so you receive more wealth and opportunities and career shifts, and anything that's not aligned with your natural state essentially will start to shift.
Wow, that's a lot of impact for sure. I'm excited to dig into that. But first, I want to know how you found this. Like, tell us how you got to this point. Most people that I talk with, they've kind of had an experience that led them to figuring something out. So let's hear about you.
Yeah, I had severe depression and anxiety. Mostly depression was the thing that was getting my attention. For almost 5 years, I had suicidal thoughts and I was trying everything to heal. I went through a lot of different phases. Like, there were points where I tried to distract, there were points I didn't care about healing. And then I went through phases of trying everything I could find. So I would Google how to heal from depression, and I would go to the second and third pages of Google, which most people don't do. But just that's how desperate I was, like, to try anything and everything, even if it wasn't like conventional or known to work, because the conventional methods were not working for me at all. Nothing was working for me. And then I just synchronistically found my mentor and her work, which was all about mind-body medicine. And something lit up in me, like, I have to learn this. I have to work with her. And that was saying a lot, because at that point in my life, I had actually given up because I had thought I had tried everything, and I had spent thousands and thousands every month trying different types of therapy, healing modalities, everything. So I had sworn, like, I'm not spending any more money on trying anything else. Like, it doesn't work. But when I found her, I was like, yeah, I got to take her program. Like, there was no thought. It was just a hell yes. Something lit up inside me and was like, you're meant to go down this path. And then I started healing right away. And it was the first time I felt unconditional joy and peace in like 5 years. And yeah, that's just how I started learning about it. And then once I healed from depression, I was just like fascinated, like how I could use this to heal other things. Like I had acid reflux and like other physical illness. And like obviously I wanted changes in my career and relationships too. So then I just dove right in and started learning about it and became really passionate about learning it and sharing it with other people.
Awesome. So, what I need to ask you is describe to us what mind body medicine is.
Yeah. So essentially, what that's saying is your mind and body are connected. So your emotions and your thoughts are affecting your health and everything in your reality because your state of consciousness, what that means is your state of being. So are you in like victim consciousness? Are you carrying a lot of shame? So shame is actually the lowest consciousness a human being can feel, apparently, what they've calibrated so far. So, when you shift your consciousness, meaning you come in even to just like a little higher consciousness than where you currently are, now you're in a different consciousness than where the problem got created. So, therefore, the problem goes away, or now the solution exists. So, that's why I do my work this way. I've found it to be the fastest way because if you're just not in the same consciousness as the problem, that's the fastest way to get out of the problem.
Mm.
So that's why I do my work that way.
And how do you shift your consciousness?
Great question. Um, because your natural state actually is joy, peace, and love. If you've ever looked at the human scale of consciousness, have you ever seen it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have.
So
It's is it a pyramid?
it looks like a cone
Yeah,
like this.
yeah. That's what
Um,
I'm reminded of. Yeah,
yeah. So
upside
shame is
down
like,
pyramid.
yeah, shame is like the lowest one, and then as you go up on the scale, it's like guilt, apathy, fear, anger, acceptance, courage, reason. Then it's love, joy, peace, enlightenment. So the area that is love, joy, peace, enlightenment, that's your natural state. Whether you know it or not, that's what it is. And like evidence that that is your natural state is like, let's use an example of, let's say you were feeling a ton of fear and then you dissolved some of that fear. So therefore, you're not feeling fear. What are you feeling now? You'll notice you're feeling peace. You didn't have to try to feel peace. Make yourself feel better when you're not carrying those denser energies. You automatically feel more peace, more joy, more love. So when I started dissolving dense energies like shame, despair, hopelessness, I just naturally felt more joy. I didn't have to force myself to feel joy, try to go and do things that bring me joy. The joy was just there because it's your natural state. So, to answer your question, how do you shift your consciousness or come into a higher consciousness? It's by dissolving the denser energies that you're carrying that aren't serving you. And you do that by welcoming them, by embracing them
Mm.
and not resisting them. Because when you're not resisting them, your body can transmute them. Your body already knows how to transmute energy. So that will happen naturally, and you'll naturally move up on the human scale of consciousness into love, joy, and peace, which is your natural state.
Okay. Now, when you say mind body medicine, it makes me, and I could be wrong on this, but it makes me think about kind of like physical things that you can do with the body to help with that. Am I on the right track? Are there certain physical actions that you take as well?
So a lot of people think that's what mind body medicine is. They'll put like yoga in there, they'll put meditation in there, they'll put lots of those types of things in there. Um, and yeah, like that, those things can be included. But what I do is I shift your consciousness first so that then the solutions exist and you know what feels light and what your body's actually asking for. And if something will assist your body, like a physical thing. It could be anything. Like mind body medicine doesn't even exclude conventional medicine. It's about opening to the resources because you are always supported. So if
Mm.
that is a medication or a surgery, it will feel really light and you'll know like this is what I'm supposed to do. So if there's a physical thing needed, that will come once you're in the consciousness of the solution. What most people are doing is the opposite. They're not shifting their consciousness. So they're staying in the same consciousness and just trying physical things. So then the most you'll ever do is like move the parts around, feel temporarily better. But if you didn't shift the energy, it's still in your body and it could just switch to like a different area of your life now. It could turn into a different illness, or now it could start affecting your relationships if it was previously affecting your health, or vice versa. So it's really important to shift your consciousness first before you start taking physical
Okay.
action. Yeah.
All right. So it's all kind of tied together there too, though.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, what are some of the challenges that some of your clients have had that you've helped them work through?
Oh man, people come to me for everything. So anxiety, depression, physical illness like autoimmune disease, things that are more like chronic illness that the conventional medical system like says we have no answer for you, we have no cure for you, you just have to live with this forever. All of those are what people come to me for. And even just like relationship issues, like they're not close with their children, or they have like narcissistic family members, or they want a shift in their career because they're not passionate about what they're currently doing, they're having money issues, like all they see in their life is lack, or they've had like trauma, like sexual trauma, or like honestly it's anything and everything that people come to me for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you find especially interesting? Like, what are your favorite kinds of people to work with?
I would say people that have been through what I've been through, like
Hmm.
people that have depression, I found that to be the most impactful sessions. Like a lot of people can heal in one session. It's happened so many times. People will say one session is like decades of therapy, and that's because we're getting to the root cause, and that's because I'm also like very very sensitive, so I can feel why you're not healing. I can feel how you're in resistance, because the only reason you're not healing is because you're in resistance to your true nature. Your body already knows how to heal itself. If it's not happening, you're in resistance somehow. And because I'm really sensitive, I can figure out what that is for people, and once we figure out what that is and we clear the resistance, then they heal really quickly. So I really like helping people that have been through what I've been through, people that think it's not possible to heal from depression and you just have to manage it. I hear that so often, and it's like really shocking to me that people think something as simple as that can't be healed. Like I hear other things that people think can't be healed, like cancer, lupus, whatever. I've also seen resolution of all those things. So it surprises me when people think something as simple as just stuck energy, stuck emotions, that people think it's impossible, I'm going to live with this forever. So I really like opening people's eyes to realizing like, no, your natural state is joy, and it can be simple. I'm not going to, people hate the word easy, so I'm not going to say the word easy, but it's not meant to be complicated to live in your natural state.
Hmm. I like that frame of coming back to where you're naturally supposed to go.
Mhm. Yeah.
What would you say is most misunderstood about mind body medicine?
Yeah. Whenever I tell people I'm a mind body mentor, I use mind body medicine, people are like, oh, so you just do like yoga and meditation? That they just don't really have a context for it. And I think another idea people have about it is, oh, you're against conventional methods. Oh, you're an all natural person. And then there's like some judgment that comes with that. But the truth is, what I do includes everything. It's like nothing, if you're in resistance to anything, then you're blocking receiving. So I've had to clear my own resistance to conventional medicine because I definitely had it, because they totally let me down. Every single sort of illness I had, physical or mental, they couldn't help me. And they said, like, this is the best we can do for you, or you have to live with this forever. So yeah, I used to have a lot of resistance to conventional medicine, and anyone that like just goes down that road and gives their power away to doctors. But mind body medicine doesn't exclude any sort of resource. It just gets you connected to your wisdom and gets you into a consciousness where the solution exists. And that
Mm-hmm.
could be anything. So, yeah,
Mm,
that's a common idea that people think about people that use like natural methods to heal.
right.
Yeah.
How can we help people understand this better?
I think they would have to have an interest in learning it, for one, an interest in releasing judgment. So, what we could do, because like if people are showing up in our lives that are really judgmental and stubborn and not open to new possibilities, they are a reflection of us. So,
Mm,
that's showing where I'm in judgment and I'm stubborn and I'm not open to seeing things differently, maybe because of fear of my foundation being like change, like how I see life being like pulled out from under me and I have no foundation, like that can be really, really scary for people. So, welcoming fear and shame within ourselves, or every time we see ourselves judging another person, or we see anyone being judgmental or stubborn and it triggers us, if we are welcoming the trigger that comes up in us, we're clearing that from the collective. And that's going to make the collective more open to seeing truth. Because this is honestly something that I think everyone would know if we didn't carry all the programs and the beliefs and the like denser energies that we're carrying. I truly think everyone would somehow know like abundance is my birthright. Joy and peace is my natural state. You would just feel it when you're not feeling those other energies. When you clear fear, you're not worried about money. You're just going to have this feeling of, I know I'm taken care of. You might not use the same words that I'm using, but everyone would feel the same essence.
mm.
So truth is truth and it's there available for everyone. We just need to clear these like programs and beliefs in the collective.
Yeah, I'm hearing a lot of like clearing out those beliefs, but also that resistance that you talked about, and acceptance is the thing that keeps coming up.
Yeah.
Uh, can you? How do you help people like accept these things that are been so hard for them?
Yeah. So people usually don't resonate with my work until they have tried everything else and they've realized the one thing that would help them the most, which is accepting their pain and welcoming their pain, is the one thing they haven't tried. They've
Mm,
tried everything else. They're like, I'm trying to fix it. I'm doing everything I can on the outside. But usually people go into like fighting fixing mode as soon as a problem comes up and they don't even think to go within. It's like the last thing on their mind. Why would I do that? Because they don't realize the inner is creating the outer. So they think there's no power in here. So I find that the people that find me are already at that stage and ready because they've maxed out on the like distracting, fixing, pushing mode and realize it didn't create anything. So I don't have to convince them to welcome their pain. They kind of are already at that point that's like, I'm willing to try anything at this point and nothing else has worked.
awesome.
Yeah.
So you kind of mentioned you trained with a specific person. Who are some of the influences on you? Like who do you look up to as a mentors?
Yeah, my main mentor, her name's Dr. Kim Duramo, and her work is all about mind body medicine and expanding your consciousness. I'm so grateful I found her. I honestly don't know where I would be if I hadn't found her. I don't know if I would have gone back down the route of trying to end my life or what I would have done. Um, yes, she's been a huge, huge like influence on me. And then recently, I've been learning a lot about theta healing. Not sure if you've heard of it, but it's about getting into a theta brainwave state
Mm,
through, how would I describe it? It's almost in a way like prayer, but it's just connecting with creator consciousness. So, whatever you believe created you and everything that exists, that energy of pure awareness, of nothingness, of right before everything is created, it's connecting with that energy. So, lately I've been learning a ton about theta healing, taking a bunch of courses, reading books on that, and working with a particular practitioner that I love. So those are kind of my main people that have influenced me a lot.
yeah, great. I love that you're constantly learning and adding. Like I think a lot of us that get into these types of industries are lifelong learners and become a little bit junky on learning stuff. Sometimes too much.
Yeah, I'm just open to learning the fastest ways to heal myself and the planet. So I'm open to even being, quote, wrong. That everything I've learned maybe is wrong. Like, for example, I've always used the words frequency and vibration interchangeably. Like, oh, increase your frequency, increase your vibration. And recently started learning, like, they're not the same thing. You would actually want your frequency to be low and your vibration to be high. And
Mm-hmm.
almost everyone out there that's sharing work about this is saying increase your frequency. So I have to be willing to realize that I could be saying things inaccurately. I could learn something higher than what I currently know, or feels more truthful than what I currently know. So I have to be open to being wrong, or like forgetting everything that I think I know about everything.
How do you find this work ties into the idea of trance states and super states?
Yeah. So again, I would say it comes back to consciousness. So what's your state of consciousness or your state of being? That is what's dictating everything. So are you in a state that allows healing, or are you not? Because it is natural. So why isn't it happening for 99% of the planet? Why are they not in this state of being that is your natural state? And again, it comes back to resistance. There is just so much programming. So that's why I like theta healing, because it's a really fast way to dissolve programming and and then download new programs right into your subconscious mind, like similar to hypnosis and things like that. But I find it even faster and more powerful than hypnosis, because you don't need to know how to get into a theta brainwave state in order to help your clients. Because when I used to do hypnosis back in the day, they couldn't get me into a state relaxed enough for it to work on me. So that's always something that I like. I didn't find hypnosis helpful for me personally, but when I found theta healing, I was like, oh, it's just connecting with creator consciousness. And once you connect with creator consciousness, you're automatically in a theta brainwave state.
Mm-hmm.
And your client doesn't need to know how to do it, and they can still see results. So that's why I really like it.
So, based on everything you've learned, can
Mhm.
you give us a practical way that someone could use one of these ideas to make a change in their life?
Yeah. So, like, my go to mind body tool that I still use to this day, every time I'm triggered or have a problem in my life, my mentor calls it the instant elevation tool. It's essentially just 3 steps: awareness, breath, and conscious choice. So, the first step is awareness. So, it's about bringing more awareness to what you're experiencing instead of less. So, instead of rejecting it, making it wrong, bring more awareness to where do I actually feel this in my body? Because if you're triggered, you feel it in your body somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe some people at first just notice the thoughts and they're not aware of the actual feeling in their body. So instead of telling people to change their thoughts, which most therapy will tell you to do, I allow the thoughts to bring up the energy. Once you're thinking that thought, then you're going to feel, like, if you're having a fearful thought,
Mm-hmm.
then you're going to feel the fear in your body. So don't reject the thought. Use the thoughts as a way to bring up the energy, and then notice where you feel that energy in your body. Where is the trigger? I usually feel it in my stomach. It could be somewhere else for you. Just notice where you feel it and bring more awareness to it. So there's lots of different ways you can bring more awareness to it. At first, I just started by like asking questions like, on a scale of 1 to 10, how intense is this? Or like, does this energy have a texture, like
Mm-hmm.
size? And the answer to these questions really doesn't matter. It's just that when you're asking them and waiting for the answer, you're in this state of pure awareness. You're not resisting it, you're accessing that creation energy. When you're not resisting it, the energy can move. So awareness is the most powerful part of these 3 steps. And then the second step is breath. So that's just bringing slower and deeper breaths all the way down to your belly. So you're not in your fight or flight sympathetic state. We're trying to activate your parasympathetic state, which is your rest and digest state. So the
Mm-hmm.
breath is very, very important. I know a lot of people say, I'm doing the breathing, nothing's happening. It is so important, because if you're in fight or flight, you don't have energy for healing. You have energy for fighting. So we definitely need to slow down the breath, bring it all the way down to your belly. Softening your shoulders will allow that to happen naturally. A and B are the most important two parts of this equation. And then part C is conscious choice. Conscious choice means like it's kind of like having bigger picture awareness. It's more of the masculine approach, like choosing something lighter. Like, I choose to relax my body and be at total peace now. I choose to allow this to be easy and fluid and effortless. Whatever you think your body needs to hear in that moment, that's a way to add to the peace that you're already starting to feel because you're in non resistance. So you should already be feeling peace. That's the point of part C, is just to expand the lightness, not to, like, most people are jumping straight to part C. I'm just going to shift my thoughts. I'm going to try to think of something positive so that I don't feel this way. So it has to go in this order of A, B, C so that you're not resisting anything and you're just expanding the lightness.
Great, thank you. And what did you call that? The
The instant elevation tool.
the instant elevation tool, and it's just as easy as ABC.
Yes.
Is there anything that someone needs to know before they start using tools like this? Anything they need to be aware of or cautious about?
Yeah, I would be aware that you're going to feel what you're feeling more at first
Hmm.
if you've been suppressing it. If you've been suppressing it your whole life and then you start bringing awareness to it, you're going to feel it. It's already there. So there's no threat in going into something that's already there. So just remind yourself of that. It's not like you're bringing like the negative to your attention or anything like that. We're just bringing to awareness what you're already carrying. So there is no threat. So just keep reminding yourself of that and let yourself know awareness is the medicine. So it's good that I'm bringing this up instead of leaving it under the rug where it's there and it's unconsciously creating all this lack in my life. Like, we want it to be conscious and come to the surface.
Yeah, we'll just pretend it's not there.
Yeah. You can try, but life will show you what you're
Hmm.
carrying. Yeah.
How do you envision the future of using these types of techniques to for personal growth? I know there's a lot of seems like a lot of shifting happening right now.
Yeah. I think each one of us came here to clear certain things from the collective. And so if everyone is welcoming their own triggers, you're going to clear that energy from the collective. Like, maybe you came here to clear shame. Like, shame is one of the densest energies that has so many dark things happen on the planet, like rape or like, sex trafficking or things like that. A lot of that comes from shame. Like, maybe they were shamed sexually as a kid, so they don't know a healthy expression of sexuality,
Hmm.
and then it comes out in these really dark ways. We can heal all these really dark things happening on the planet. We can heal homelessness if we clear our beliefs about money, our lack consciousness. So, whatever your own personal triggers are, I would invite you to really spend the time welcoming them, because that's going to expand your life and it's going to heal these things in the planet as well.
Awesome. Alicia, is there anything that I haven't asked you that you want to share?
Anyone else that wants to learn more about this and like understand the science behind it, quantum physics does a really good job of explaining it. So if you're ever like, how does my consciousness really create my reality? Is that really true? I would recommend learning about that. And I actually recently published a book about it. I have it here. Quantum Physics for Beginners Simplified.
Awesome.
It's just like a way to understand the science behind I am creating my reality. I am affecting my reality. So people realize the power they actually have within themselves, because a lot of people are not aware of it. So yeah, I'd recommend learning more about quantum physics if you're curious about this.
Great. And how can people learn more about you?
You can go to my website at alishakapani.com, or you can find me on Instagram at Alisha_Kapani. I'm also on other platforms too. I have a YouTube channel also under Alisha Kapani. The main places you can find me, though, would be Instagram and my website.
Awesome. We will make sure to put those links in the show notes as well. And Alicia, what's the one insight that you want the listeners or the audience to leave with today?
that you're more powerful than you're aware of, that everything you're seeing in your life that's unwanted is actually just trying to show you what needs to be healed. So if you receive it instead of reject it, you can clear that problem, whatever's showing up. That's your power, is clearing your inner state so that everything you see in the outer world shifts.
It's beautiful. Thank you so much for the conversation today, Alisha. It's been wonderful to get to talk with you.
Thanks for having me.
Hey there. If you feel like something holds you back from reaching your true potential, listen up. I've got something incredible to share with you. I'm offering a free 7-day email program that helps you break through those blocks to get to the unshakable confidence and success that you deserve. Imagine starting each day with a clear mind, a strong sense of purpose, and the confidence to go after whatever it is that you truly want. This program guides you through a powerful process to uncover and then eliminate the root causes of your limitations. You receive daily emails with practical steps, immersive audio exercises, and techniques that help you rewrite your personal story. As your expert coach, I am there to support you every step of the way. Now, people have used this program to remove old triggers and create a new empowering mindset, or others have used it to remove resistance to taking certain actions. You can have these same kind of results or something different. If you feel ready to break free from what holds you back, the fears, the worries, the anxieties, those old patterns, whatever they are, and you're ready to embrace a life of confidence and fulfillment, go to xfactorhypnosis.com/transform. It's completely free and you gain a more empowered you. You can use the link in the show notes or just type xfactorhypnosis.com/transform into your favorite browser. Thanks for listening. And remember, stay curious, keep growing, and embrace your transformation.